This slideshow is about the POP3 server and the SMTPS server as well. My name is jsaladin, and this is for the class of System Security 2. The POP3S server is an abbreviation for the Post Office Protocol 3. The server communication is performed over the Secure Sockets layer, which is also abbreviated as SSL, on alternate port 995. As you can see from the diagram, this is how the SMTP syncs as well with the POP3. The port on the server is completely configurable, which is very good and flexible. It is the POP3 but encrypted, thanks to the Secure Sockets layer doing its job. It is originally designed to only be utilized by one single device/computer. And then the SMTPS, which is the second server, is an abbreviation for Simple Mail Transfer Protocol Secure. It is a protocol for sending email messages between servers. It also does its job in securing the SMTP with transport layer security. It is used to provide authentication for the communication connections. It is also noted that it is not an extension, it is just a secure method to ensure that everything is in place and secured properly. The diagram to your right describes in detail the SMTP protocol and how it communicates to the internet and then it sends the signal to the receiver. Configuring the POP3 server with Dovecot, it is primarily designed to be an IMAP server. It is good for both small and large installations, making it easy and adaptable. It is known as a self-healing server, which means it tends to fix its own problems and issues by itself, and it is very independent. To configure, you must edit the file quotations /etc/dovecot/dovecot.conf quotations. The POP3 server is more secure because SSL's encryption is utilized in order to establish a connection. Please also keep in mind that the mbox format is always configured by default. Configuring the SMTPS with postfix. Postfix is used for routing and delivering emails. It is a completely free and open source transfer agent, making it accessible to everybody and easily accessible. It uses SMTP to transfer emails between servers. It also uses the relay host configuration directive to send emails to external domains. The postfix configuration wizard is supposed to pop up automatically, but if it does not, run the following command: sudo dpkg-reconfigure postfix. To begin the configuration, you must first select the configuration type, and then the next step is to enter the system mail name, and then you must also edit the configuration file to get it to work for SMTPS. To configure SMTPS with IIS, it is used to configure for PHP applications. You may either utilize the user interface or edit the configuration files directly. To edit the configuration files, you must find the php.ini file. You should find the entry in parentheses which says mail function in the console. Then you must set up certain values. The values must be SMTP equals localhost, and then the next line, send mail underscore from equals string, and then the next line, SMTP underscore port equals 25. Then save and close the file. Then you must enable relay for localhost. So you must open the Internet Information Services Manager, and then you right click on default SMTP virtual server, and then make sure that after that, under the properties page, that the servers are able to be accessed. Then accept information and then set up the relay options for the server. You must also ensure that localhost and the IP address are granted permission to relay email. Then you click OK to accept the options, apply everything, and then make sure that it is working. You may also restart the IIS if this does not work. You can also test email from PHP by running a test script. The test script should say something like, if parentheses mail parentheses comma user at mydomain.com apostrophe then comma apostrophe test message apostrophe parentheses and then echo command OK, and then close it and then place an else there statement as well. This can also be found, all these directions, on the Microsoft website, so if you have any trouble, you may begin following the website by just going online. Some hardening techniques of the following for the POP3S: restrict submissions to distribution lists and users, educate users not to open email attachments from unknown users. This is a good hardening technique because if you open any unknown attachments or any things that may contain harmful material, your computer and your software may be compromised perhaps, and it could put all of your information and operating system in complete jeopardy. You can also deploy the front-end server to ensure much more security. Some hardening techniques of the SMTP server: you can disable open relaying on all SMTP virtual servers. Also prevent anonymous access on internal SMTP virtual servers, which means that you can only make certain users authorized. And then just make sure to digitally sign and encrypt your emails at all times to make sure that it is always protected. Postfix. Some hardening techniques for postfix: disable verify. It is good to disable verify because that is not something that you really need. Also, prevent unwanted email relaying is good as well. And then enable hello when configuring incoming email. Dovecot. Some hardening techniques for Dovecot include disabling 3-des cipher suites for prevention. This was one that I found in a coding script on GitHub, which I thought was very interesting because it is not really a common method for hardening, so it should work for Dovecot. Also, specifying alternative SSL certificates is a good hardening technique. And then always make sure to just double check everything and make sure that the script and everything is correct, so that way you don't run into any issues or problems in the future. Some hardening techniques for IIS, which is for Microsoft: configure authentication and authorization at all times. Always secure your cookies. And then always use a referrer policy to make sure that you're doing everything right. It is good to follow all these hardening techniques so that you can provide the best security for your own systems and prevent any loss or information. The next slides are works cited, and I thank you for watching my presentation on POP3S and SMTPS servers.